Hello, I'm Rich Dean with West Coast Collector Cars in Oregon, and today I've got a very nice 1930 Ford Model A Coupe to show you. Now the nice thing about this car is it's got some very nice upgrades that make it more of a pleasure to drive. So I'm going to show you that, but really it's pretty much in stock configuration, and if you don't really know too much about these cars, those upgrades you're not even going to notice, but they do make it nice to drive, and that's kind of important. So let me take you around and show this to you. This color is an original color. It's kind of a Kennewy green, and it's sort of a kind of an olive green. The paint's nice on it. Nice paint job. It's been on the car for quite some time now. It's not super high-end, but it's very nice for a little car show or a cruise in. This is an all-metal body with fiberglass fenders and running boards, because really commonly these the fenders on these got so beat up because they stick out. So you got these nice fenders, and this finished in this nice gloss black. I believe it's a base coat clear coat paint, so it's probably, well, I'm sure it's better than it was new. But since we're back here, let me point out some of the attributes here. You've got a dual tail light and brake light system here. This and this, these are the steps that you would climb up or step up to get into the rumble seat. Rumble seat nicely upholstered in this nice brown vinyl, but notice you got seat belts for two back here. So if you have kids or grandkids you want to take with you, or just another couple to run around in, this is a very nice feature. And these, one of these on each side, it's a little grab bar, so someone can hang on to. All the bright work and chrome on the car is very nice. This is what's commonly known as the trunk, and we still use that term today a lot, on vehicles. We call it the trunk, but this is why we have the trunk. This is in very nice condition. You'll see, if you go to the website, westcoastcollectorcars.com, I've got pictures of this car, of course, and the undercarriage and the trunk, and inside you just have to flip these up and undo the straps. I won't bother to do it here on the video, but very nice and clean and excellent condition. Finished in this nice black leather with the nice rivets and cladding on the outside. It's in really excellent condition. Carries the spare here, so this is your spare wheel and tire, and it's in nice shape. The wheels are original, the Ford spoke wheels with this nice chrome derby cap here, and the tires are a bias ply, but they obviously have the look of a 1930s car. Very nice. I want to take you inside the interior here. We're not really in the middle of an air raid, it just kind of sounds like it, so don't worry about that. But anyway, the seat's finished off in this nice comfortable velour, and it's real similar to an original pattern. You can see the texture here, but really original seat in excellent condition. You got a little package tray here, and of course the headliner is very nice. Little dome light here, slide it on and off, so that works good. This is your electric wiper, windshield wiper. Now, let me talk about a couple of these upgrades here that's kind of important. These were originally, of course, a 6-volt system, and this particular car is now upgraded to a 12-volt system, so it has an alternator rather than a generator, and they're just a little bit more efficient. So with that, you've got a good quality wiring system. All the gauges work, all the lights work. Here's a little map light too, and that works. Little air or a Ruga horn there. This has a tachometer. This is a 3-speed manual, and this is original. Another important item to point out, this has hydraulic brakes. Originally it would have had mechanical brakes, and a braking system that's mechanical worked just fine for a car weighing the same as this does, but today we want something a little more safe, and of course hydraulic brakes are the answer to that, and this car does have hydraulic brakes. So you see, this thing is actually built to drive. Electric fuel pump has that. This is an original flathead 4-cylinder. Also a newer carburetor. It's a little 2-barrel carburetor, and it's upgraded. So just a little bit better fuel system. Overall, a better operating car. This is the emergency brake here. This is the choke, which you really don't even need. This thing just starts with no problem at all. And this is a little item I'm going to show you here in a minute when we get outside there by the engine. Point it out to you. It's kind of cool. These are your turn signals here, one on each side, of course, and it does have electric turn signals. They work great. I'll show you inside the engine on this side. You lift this up, and then you've got a little stand for the hood. That's how they were. Again, flathead 4-cylinder. Now check this. This is the distributor, and it has Pertronics in it, so it has electronic ignition. That's kind of nice. Here's the alternator that I was talking about. Now this device here that we talked about earlier, what this is for, this is where your fuel, where you'd go to the service station and pump gas. But what this is, someone came up with this idea. It just fits down in here and turns, held in place. Now you can put your nozzle here rather than close to the paint. Kind of a neat little idea, really. I'm sure they didn't have this back in 1930, but you know, it's just a nice little piece that you know, kind of helps protect your car. Again, you know, all the chrome is very nice up here. It's painted very nicely. You got nice big headlights. And of course they work nicely with that 12-volt system as well. Show you under this side of the hood. Same deal. Got a little stand there. So here's this 2-barrel carburetor. And this is your electric fuel pump and fuel filter. So you've really got some nice upgrades is what I'm trying to point out to you in terms of being able to actually drive down the road. This car is very roadworthy, drives very nice for an original Model A, very efficient. So what I'd like to do now is I'll hop in the car and I'll start it. You'll get to hear it run. I'll drive it around the parking lot so you can see that it does indeed move under its own power. But again, the emphasis on this car is actually drivability. A lot of these cars, I mentioned this in the text ad, that you know they just can't really keep up too well, and they just weren't, you know, for driving in today's world. But this one's got enough of those nice upgrades that really make it nice for today's driving, which is kind of neat. So let's do that. You know, I'd like to point out, you may have noticed how this started. It almost doesn't turn over. Hot, cold, start up in the morning, it's all the same. It just starts and runs so nice, and it's, you know, I like that in a car, that you can actually, you drive. Electric fuel pump, shut that off. All the chrome, again, all the chrome is nice. Paint is nice. Interior is completely refurbished or reconditioned. It's all new. Yeah, it's very comfortable. You got seat belts up here too, so really you've got seating for 4 with seat belts, which is uncommon in a Model A. But if I can answer any further questions for you about this Model A Coupe, don't hesitate to give me a call. One more time, I want to point you to the website, westcoastcollectorcars.com, where I've got pictures of the undercarriage. It's very clean under there as well. Any wood that was used, and these were originally, wooden floorboards and so forth. You can kind of see that. Very nice, very clean, dry. Just a nice car. At any rate, my number is 503-851-6763, and thank you for watching today.